Hey, what's up everyone? It's Rinku, and today we're going to be talking about the Korean patch notes. Now, there actually has been a lot of Korean patch note news, or just Korean BDO news in general, especially on Invent Global, which is pretty much my main source of information. They have documents on pretty much everything you can imagine, guides, but most importantly the patch notes themselves and updates that come out in Korea. And that is what we're going to be talking about today. So normally I just do a video on specifically the patch notes as they come out, but I literally missed out on the August 31st patch notes because I was more concerned about Mystic, and there have been other small things that have been coming out on the weekends where they don't have patch notes because they have a bi-weekly patch note schedule just like us, but just like us, they sneak in some updates on the weeks that they don't have maintenance that just pop into the game as if they did have maintenance. So they still have updates without having maintenance, is I guess what I'm trying to say. So I'm going to be recapping the past, I guess, month of Korean updates that I have neglected to go over in two parts. So this part is going to be focusing on around the August 31st patch notes when Mystic came out and a few things before and after that, and then the next part will be focusing on September 14th and the patch notes that came then. So if you watch both these patch notes, it'll be kind of like the filler, the stuff I haven't gone over on Korea's side since my last Korean patch note video. And last but not least, if you're looking for the cash shops part of these patch notes, I actually did a video already. It'll be my most previous video, yesterday's video if you're watching this now, on all the cash shop stuff I have missed over the past month too, including the cute, fluffy pet. No spoilers if you haven't seen it yet, but it is pretty awesome. So that is where I'm standing. Let's get on with these patch notes and also a few other bits of information that I have found. So around the time they released the last patch of August, Pearl Abyss held an IPO press conference and also gave a lecture at the IGC about a lot of information of their company. Now, I don't know what any of those things are, and there is not a lot of information about the game itself, which is all I care about, but something about the lecture in IGC that they shared is that one of the developers likes making a lot of content of the area, like creating the land itself in the game, and he really enjoys seeing whatever he creates be put in the game as fast as possible. And one of the things that they shared is this beautiful picture of the new area that's coming after Kama Sylvia. This is what is next for Korea. It's called Dregan, I guess, is how it just says D-R-E-E-G-A-N. I don't know what that means, but, and I like how you guys can't even see the zoom up, but you guys are seeing it more zoomed in this video already. This is the new map. It's going to be a mountainous area, probably themed after dragons, which seems like the most sickest thing I could possibly think of. The only thing is I want snow, but mountains have snow, so maybe they just didn't preview a picture of snow, and maybe that's on the horizon. You can even see over here there is snow right there, so maybe this includes the snowy area. I know that they said they have wanted to do that, they had planned to do that, and that everyone wants it, but I don't know, it's just not in these pictures. So let's hope that there's snow is in our future, because that's just something I'm sure that we don't want, is a new weather effect. But that is pretty much it for these conference slash lecture things. So now, actually getting into the patch notes, these are the patch notes for August 31st. Now this was a while ago, but there is some information that I have not even talked about on my YouTube channel yet in here. Now, some of these changes we actually have gotten in our version already, but the things that we're going to be going over right now are the things that we have not gotten. So, first up, the whole patch title is More Rabam Skills for Sork, Berserker, and Ninja. That's just a quick note, I'm dumb, but to my defense there was no comma in the title. It didn't say that Ninja got a Rabam skill, it said that Ninja got a buff. So Ninja got hella buffed for grinding, so he can grind more spots. That's pretty awesome, just don't want to just let it be known that they didn't get a Second Awakening skill in these patch notes. That's sick. So we already got Second Awakening, aka Rabam skills, and you can also hear in the next patch notes they announce, they call it Enhanced skills. So I'm not sure if Rabam or Enhanced, if it's just Invent Global, or what, but it's pretty much the same thing, and that's what we all call Second Awakening at this point. So they added more Second Awakening skills, in addition to the ones that we already have, and also there is some unique information in here. So you can move through other characters when you roll while holding matchlocks and hand cannons. This is just some random information, but it's pretty cool because without that you'd probably get stuck in a lot of situations, so that's awesome. Now, I also changed skills that you automatically acquire when you level up. They are no longer going to be automatically added into the quick slot. Honestly, I think it's just a quality of life thing, but this is pretty nice just to not have your skills spammed with things that you don't even know how they got there when you got them. But overall, I don't know if this is really needed, but okay, it's there. Now, back to the Second Awakening things. The main skills for Robum Enlightenment are now able to be used after being used to enhance more skills. Sorry about that, my cat was trying to eat cereal, but back to the patch notes. This means that before, when you got a Second Awakening skill, you couldn't use a skill that you used to combine them, the main skill. The secondary skill you could keep using, but now after this change, you can use both skills used to enhance, so there's no skill that gets locked at all. You basically get free skills from the Second Awakening, so no matter what skills you combine, you can use them all. Now, this means the First Awakening, the Second Awakening, the first set of skills, added a skill for every single class, but now they're adding more skills. So later it goes down to here for more information on the Second Awakening second set of skills, but basically you should be able to combine you have two options for your first set at level 56, and then you have more options for level 57, so total you can get even more than one Second Awakening skill. So it comes in like you get one extra skill per level, and they have different combinations per level, so you keep having to choose every level. But this adds a lot of depth and adds a lot of variation to where they could go with this. They could keep adding this for every single level, and that means every level past 55, so 56, 57, and possibly more in the future, will give you another skill that promotes your pre-awakening skills. So this is kind of crazy. This is getting kind of crazy. Now, assuming all that is correct, assuming you can get multiple skills per level, again, I'm not sure about this, but we'll have to look at what they say. But this says the key commands for Robum skills haven't changed to Shift X. That means when you click Shift X that you will perform your Second Awakening skill. Now again, I'm not sure if this means that we can only have one skill, because down here it'll say that the second skills, the new skills added, have nothing to do with the original skills. So right here it says must be level 57 to acquire the new enhanced skills. They are completely separate from the old enhanced skills that could be acquired at level 56. You can choose one of the following. So that makes me believe that when you acquire the one at level 56, you can get another skill at 57, and these are your options for level 57. So these are completely different skills than the two options you have at 56, and this lets me believe that you have two choices of two different skills, four choices total of two skills that you can get, but you can't have both of these. You can only have one of these for 57 and then one of the level 56 skills. So that also makes me question, what is this combination for? Is this for only the level 56 version? Is this for whichever one you pick? Like, I'm not sure if I'm missing something here, but this supposedly adds a key combination to use one of your Second Awakening skills, however that works out. It also does say that normally the X button is to transfer your Fury, so the combination is Shift X, so if you rebind X in general, or Fury transfer in general, that you'll have to click Shift to whatever you transferred Fury transfer to, if it's something other than X. So basically, the key you have bound for X plus Shift to use your Robum skill. Again, which Robum skill, if you can use both, or does this mean you can only have one? I'm not sure. So let me know in the comments if I'm delusional and if you guys can already tell where that's going, but I'm going to assume you can get two skills total from the Second Awakening, and that's pretty sick. So we have the Sork skills. I don't know much about the classes. I'm not going to be going over the specific combinations, but here they are on screen. Then we have the Berserker combinations. Very cool. And then somewhere down here we have, oh yeah, we don't actually have the Second Awakening for Ninja. We just have a ton of buffs for Ninja. They have also added a few updates on the siege weapons. Now, I believe they added these weapons before these patch notes, but in these patch notes they said they were added. I think they've been added quote-unquote multiple times. I mean, I think they've been already in the game before this, but I could be wrong. However, the Trina Destroyer Axe is in the game, and it's working, and it's got some updates, and you can upgrade it. We also have the Trina Matchlock and Lead Bullet, which can only be crafted if you have the associated knowledge now. So these are two weapons I believe have already been in the Korean version, but they keep receiving small updates, so just let it be known that they are there and that they're probably coming to us eventually. Now moving on. So this is an update for the Savage Rift. This is actually a chart of the reward you get. This is the gold bars that you get, and this is the amount. So at the end you actually get 10 mil, and this is an upgrade of the previous 7 mil that you used to get. So that's pretty cool. It's overall an increase in money for Savage Rift, and also in the next patch notes I'll be going over in the next video, there's even more Savage Rift updates. So more on that when we get to it, and continuing with these patch notes. There is many more updates in these patch notes actually, but the last thing I think we'll go over that's different that we don't have in our version yet is under monsters. This is where they had the Elric and also the new Sazin, whatever they're called, Schultz, update that we recently got, but they also had the recommended AP for Poly Forest, which is a new location in Kama Sylvia, set to 90 to 110. Now I'm not sure if this means that there's an AP cap for this area, but I think that's actually what it means. If at the very least it just shows the recommended AP for this area, so at least shows what AP you should have. But I think normally when they say recommended, that means that they put an AP cap there and that there's no point in having over that much AP. I believe, I'm not sure. So we'll see more, but that is the only area I think in Kama Sylvia that has actually had this done. So that's pretty interesting to think about. Now before we go, that is the end of the new stuff in these patch notes that are pretty much important, but they also had an additional patch the next week for optimization settings. It's just one simple change. It was just snuck in with no downtime. It was just in the live game, and it adds tons of options for optimization, for your resolution, for screen, for getting you more FPS to be able to enjoy the game more while not sacrificing in the entirety of performance. Some of these options are like, you can still have the attack effects, but you can have them less important. So sometimes when you disable attack effects, you're literally putting yourself at a disadvantage, but you're saving yourself tons of frames because sometimes attacks are really heavy on your computer. But this allows you to edit those down and still include them, and it also has many more options. That was just one that stood out to me. So if you guys ever wanted to like optimize your screen settings more, get better FPS, have less things probably flash, this is probably what you've been waiting for. It's probably worth giving it a look. I'll link this in the description. I'm not going to go over it too much, but just letting you guys know it is coming. So I think that's going to be an end for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. I'll keep up with the weekly Korean patch notes from here on out, and it won't have to be like this recap thing. But if you guys do want to continue with the recap, I'll have the next video out tomorrow, and that will be going over the most recent patch notes. And this week, I'll have another video of the actual patch notes of this week, because we're still going over, I guess, weeks ago of patch notes. So without further ado, I love you guys. I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.